It appears the possibility of a Star Wars Empire at War 2 could be more likely than we think. Last year, we made a video covering the news of the original developers of the game, Petroglyph, really wanting to make a sequel. There was email evidence from Ted Morris, an executive producer at Petroglyph, who talked about really wanting to make the sequel with EA. Whilst this was really exciting news for Empire at War fans, unfortunately the trail went cold soon after. That's because Petroglyph was in the middle of developing Command & Conquer Remastered Collection. But after a year since we got this news, there has been a significant update. So in today's video, we're going to be making an updated video on everything we know about Empire at War 2. This covers all the previous news we know about the sequel of the game, as well as the new stuff that has just recently dropped and how it correlates with the old news. But before we jump into it, if you love everything Star Wars Empire at War, why not join our Discord? We have tons of people that play the game, as well as hold monthly tournaments where people go head to head in multiplayer skirmish mode. So if you're interested in joining like-minded Star Wars fans, the invite code to our Discord is in the pinned comment down below. But with that all out of the way, let's dive right into the video. So, some quick background. Star Wars Empire at War was released in 2006 and had its first and last expansion pack release in under a year from its original game release. 10 years after its initial release, it was relaunched on Steam with a big multiplayer update that allowed people to use Steam servers to play against one another. Alongside that, it had a huge modding community to boot, sporting mods that made the game look 10 years younger. But evidently, fans wanted more. So much so that other games like Homeworld had their own Star Wars mods that envisioned what players could possibly see in a sequel to Empire at War. But with the history lesson out of the way, let's look at all the old evidence we have that suggests that Empire at War 2 is coming sooner than we think. Our first bit of evidence dates back all the way to 2018, where Petroglyph developers were holding a Reddit AMA about their latest RTS, Forge Battalion. In that AMA, one person asked about the possibility of Empire at War getting a new expansion pack or possibly even a sequel, with the question stating, the recent multiplayer update and workshop inclusion have made the game breathe new life, but is there official Petroglyph expansion anywhere in the future? If the answer is no, purely from a corporate direction level, what would it take / what checkboxes need to be filled to make it happen? Ted Morris responded to this question saying, unfortunately, no expansion is in the works, although we are still collecting data and hoping to get another patch out based on feedback. This is something purely corporate. I don't have the details, but EA has the license to do all Star Wars games, and they seem focused on making a few titles at a very high quality bar. So they're using all their available resources to that end, which means that if you're not into an FPS, it's currently not a priority. We have reached out to them a few times to see if they would be interested in contracting us to build an Empire at War 2 at the same quality level as their other Star Wars FPS titles, but nothing has resulted from that yet. Regarding to the first paragraph about collecting data and releasing another patch, that happened quite recently, dating back to January of 2021, in which Petroglyph made a ton of optimizations to the original game, specifically for modders. But that wasn't the only response to that comment. Another Empire at War developer by the name of Torpid chimed in stating, we would love to work on Empire at War again. We've been tossing around ideas ever since the new movies came out. However, the decision is entirely up to Disney, the IP holder, and Electronic Arts, the exclusive video game license holder. Our next piece of evidence comes up a year later in March of 2019, as Reddit user MegaJake95 talked about how he got an update for a potential sequel. Jake, being an Empire at War fan himself, asked Ted Morris about the possibility of a sequel, and Ted Morris actually responded, with the email stating, "Hi Jake, sorry for the late response. We really appreciate your kind words and I'll share them with the rest of the team. We would certainly love to work on a sequel to Empire at War and we've discussed this with EA. I think there is some interest there, but they want us solely focused on the C&C remaster for the moment. If anything comes out of it, we'll definitely let everyone know. Thanks again for your mail, take care." So this was certainly a much more positive tone to the possibility of a sequel compared to the Reddit AMA a year prior. This riled up a lot of fans being very excited for the possibility of them working on the sequel after they finished Command & Conquer Remake. But that remake came out a year ago and we haven't really heard any news since then. And this is where we move into all the new updates we have on Empire War 2. Petroglyph Games have actually been working on their very first FPS called Earthbreakers. That has been in development probably after they finished the Command & Conquer remake. However, the development of that game got delayed and then eventually paused and shelved. And fans had some theories on why that is happening, with fans speculating that Petroglyph has been picked up to work on a licensed game. Now this could mean Empire War 2. However, ironically enough, Reddit user MegaJake95 actually reached out to Ted Morris again 2 years after his prior email. And in that email, he asked again about the possibility of a sequel, with the email reading, "Hi Ted, I hope you and the team over at Petroglyph are doing well and everyone had a good festive season. It's been a while, so I come bearing my annual question on behalf of the Empire War community. Has EA or Lucasfilm Games shown any interest for Petroglyph to make a sequel or remaster of our favourite RTS game, Star Wars Empire War? Thanks again for your time, and I've been loving playing Empire War on Steam." With Ted Morris's response being, "Hi Jake, the short answer is yes. But the more difficult problem is when. They are interested, but their place is full and so are we in holding pattern at the moment. Plus, our schedule is also pretty full at this exact moment. But at some point, our project will get wrapped and we'll be pestering Lucas Games or Disney even more frequently to get something started again. Take care." Now, in my own opinion, I believe this is the biggest update of everything in this video so far. We've seen a gradual pattern, starting from the Reddit AMA in 2018, where the developers were interested but no licensing publishers were, all the way up to 2022, where not only the developers are interested in making a sequel, but also the license holders. So at this point, I truly believe that Empire War 2 is inevitable. Right now, we already know that Petroglyph Games' Earthbreakers has been shelved. So whichever game Ted Morris is talking about in his email is probably either in early production or midway through. They're known for pumping out games pretty darn fast. So in reality, I wouldn't be surprised if they pump out that game by the end of 2022 or early 2023. And when they do wrap up that game, I would not be surprised if there's talks of an Empire War 2 with either EA or Lucasfilm Games. In my original video, I speculated that the sequel to Empire War 2 wouldn't be until 2023. And it seems like that date might be a little bit too early, but we could definitely see some hints of a sequel in that year and possibly a release in 2024. Almost 15 years since the first original release of the game. Instead of me rambling on about my opinions on what we can expect, I'm actually going to forward you over to YouTuber Corey Loses. He is the main developer behind the biggest Empire War mod, Thrawn's Revenge, and he has a much more detailed insight on what he thinks will be in Empire War 2, when it will come out and who will be the publishers. So if you're interested to hear more about the possibility of Empire War 2 by a Empire War veteran, I'm going to link his video in the pinned comment down below. And this is where I pass the question over to you guys. What 3 features would you love to see in the sequel to Empire War? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I read all of them and I'll get back to some of you as well. But besides that, be sure to join our Discord in the pinned comment down below so you can join multiple Empire War fans, and I hope to see you soon. Besides that, I've been Charlie, you've been watching EcksToo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.